In the world of political commentators, there has truly never been a time with a more diverse cast to pick from.
I'm a human and I'm coming.
Don't touch me.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
Because they both believe that Islam is a warlike, violent religion.
But amongst them all, one guy stands out.
So you said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
Yeah.
Not necessarily because of his extreme political viewpoints, you will find that everywhere nowadays, but because he simply cannot stop lying.
What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
And trust me, I am no saint either. As a teenager, I would also occasionally dabble in a lie or two, mostly so I could be left alone to feed in League of Legends, or get yelled at by random Russians in Counter-Strike. Difference is, this is a guy pushing 40, living in his multi-million-dollar West LA mansion while role-playing how we need to seize property rights and the means of production.
Мичманы и не мичманы.
Now, if you do not know who this guy is, he is a Turkish-American political streamer who comes from an extremely elitist, privileged, and very rich background. His father is basically what you would consider a Wall Street executive for a major multi-billion-dollar international investment bank, while he also runs a Turkish ethno-nationalist far-right political party in Turkey. And sticking to the family line, his mother is of course a corporate landlord.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
But this streamer really do not want you or his viewers to know his true background. The thing is, this guy's whole shtick is to promote Marxism, so it doesn't tend to be very good promotion that you yourself is quite literally the epitome of what communist calls their biggest enemy, the bourgeoisie class, also known as the rich and wealthy. So in order to be more relatable to his audience,
Hey, you need to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream. It's boycott.
which they themselves poll to be like 50% unemployed, with the rest students not working, he sells himself as an ordinary guy from a ordinary middle-class background.
I'm just as poor and stupid as you.
I don't know about you, but growing up, I never met any middle-class kids that just happened to play polo at a private school, a sport that is nicknamed the Sports of Kings because it's quite literally a game that only royals and high society plays and spectates.
I said I was broke because my parents, my dad, went broke by the time I got to college. And I was broke for the first decade almost, post-college.
Now, like any common middle-class kid who claims his family was broke, your dad, of course, spends hundreds of thousands of dollars and sends you to an expensive private American university with all expenses paid, with you studying a liberal arts degree that offer almost no return on the investment. And like any rich kid, you of course had to join the local fraternity with all the other rich white boys. Though it can be a bit of an issue when years later you promote a political ideology where no matter what, you are forced to support whatever the new and latest progressive talking points are.
Women do not hold up half the sky. Mao Zedong was right. They hold up 98% of the sky.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Oh hey, didn't see you there. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is Bro Tip. This week's Bro Tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as a top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis. The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me. Here's why the 5-second rule works. Because when you start thinking for longer than 5 seconds, you're immediately not thinking with your dick and also thinking with this pesky thing up here that we like to call our brains. Come back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time, old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark?
Even his old college frat boy roomies couldn't hold back and came out and said he was a bit of a pig towards women. And you know, this is another issue about being a frat boy. You tend to not be able to keep your manhood in your pants, just like that one time this streamer decided to visit a brothel in Germany.
Jesus Christ, dude. Like literally, a brothel that I fucking went to in 2010 got raided for tax evasion in 2016, and this motherfucker is making it seem like there's like little children being trafficked there. Fucking gross.
Okay, that is not entirely true, buddy. No, this establishment was not raided for tax evasion. We are talking far more serious crimes. This classy establishment, owned by Hells Angels, was raided by 900 cops, you know, just for a little bit of trafficking vulnerable women.
Well.
Despite his utter filthy rich background, he still continues to this date to lie about his upbringings. In late 2025, the guy is still trying to manufacture some sad sub-story about how he was poor and struggled financially in his early streaming days.
I mean, I've seen both, for the record, because I was dead broke and was critiquing capitalism, and then people would be like, yeah, because you're a fucking loser. And now that I have money and I still do it, people are like, well, hypocrite much?
Well, a little bit of a hypocrite, because you know you are lying, because here you are in 2016, 4 years before any success in streaming, quite literally living in West LA, one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the world, and same year apparently so poor that you are paying for a membership to the luxury fitness franchise called Equinox, which is one of the most expensive gym memberships you can buy in the entire world, costing upwards of $400 per month. We even reached a point where this guy once tried to claim in front of mainstream media that he actually used to be a homeless hobo.
Oh! Yes! I did it! I jumped over the homeless!
Now you might wonder, how does a random rich kid that never worked a day in his life even end up with any viewers to begin with? Well, if there's one thing we love about elite families and Hollywood, it's some good old rampant nepotism. His uncle is actually the Gank, who also just happens to be rich and somehow an American citizen. The guy is the man who runs the political talk show called The Young Turks. And like any elite family, you of course make sure your nephew is given a free job on the show. This allowed the guy to access unlimited amount of promotion for his streaming business to hundreds of thousands of people watching, bypassing the first hurdle that millions of other streamers have had to face. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Hasan Piker story without this guy deliberately lying about his past, carefully creating a fabricated image of himself to the media.
I just made my own choices and built my own business model, I guess, if I were to use a term like that. I paved it on my own. I paved it on my own. Paved it on my own.
I paved it on my own.
You probably already guessed, yes, the guy of course lied again. Because the truth is, even with the help from his uncle, his viewership never took off in any meaningful way to the point where it had any major political influence. So he instead decided to change strategy, and he befriended one of the biggest political streamers on Twitch at the time, so he became a follower of Destiny.
If Destiny was my roommate, I'd get him laid all the time. What a good guy. Destiny is a great guy.
Here, for all of you guys, is the here, Fish and Destiny playing.
Listen, don't worry, you're gonna get all my viewers want to watch it are gonna go to your stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, Speedo McGee's your fan that gave me 200 subs so far.
No, you're coming.
I thought this was like a convention.
People in the chat are like, that sounds like Destiny for sure. All right, you want to go out tonight, dude?
No, why the f would I help anyone else? You're the only person I've ever done that for. You better feel special.
Oh wow, I do, dude.
Oh,
well, I mean, I
super cute, but you're cuter. Don't worry. In a different way.
Yes, the streamer Destiny, the guy you might have heard about a few times.
And you know, over time, you can bring 5 in.
is the guy who actually made Hasan's career. Not only did he make him and give him a major following on Twitch, he was actually his debate coach, teaching him how to be a political streamer on Twitch, a bit like Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kid.
Wax on, wax off.
Now, of course, today, those two guys no longer consider each other friends. Destiny is a liberal and Hasan is a communist. So you can probably quickly guess what happened next.
Since I defended you, so shut the up, okay?
Well then, dude, okay, yeah, maybe because it was convenient for you there.
I defended you on the internet. Shut the up.
Dude, are you you take shots at me constantly. Dude.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Now, it's an entire chapter he just straight up no longer acknowledged ever existed to begin with. As a popular Marxist streamer, it's not the most sexy thing to admit you owe your career to a blue-haired liberal from Florida.
I paved it on my own. Paved it on my own.
I paved it on my own.
When it comes to his expertise, it's a bit funny. The guy from Turkey who claims to be an expert on Middle Eastern matters, covering it for over 10 years, is so intellectually disadvantaged that he can't even point out neighboring countries on a map like Yemen, Jordan, Israel, or for that matter, even the locations of countries like China or Afghanistan.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think I...
Oh my
nope.
God.
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
hell
Nope.
no,
Nope.
Fuck, man?
Nope. 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 China.
What? You are made of stupid. Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. You disrespect yourself and your nation.
Another interesting contradiction when it comes to this guy supporting communist regimes. It's a bit funny because this streamer decided to sign a multi-million-dollar contract with Twitch that is owned by no other than the mega SP500 corporation, Amazon.
Big announcement is that I've officially signed, or I guess re-signed a contract with Twitch.
The contract, of course, required him to constantly run ads to maximize shareholder value, no matter what, non-stop, hour after hour, day by day, years on end.
At the top of the hour, he said, there's a 60-second ad break. Top of the hour ad break is classist. The top of the hour is the ad break. Every hour passes in a 60-second. Tell you at the top of the hour is a 60-second ad break. And if you don't want the top of the hour ad break, you deserve the top of the hour ad break, though.
And of course, he lies to his viewers and tells the world his contract actually means his ad density is the lowest out of all the top streamers, which is a complete lie, as he was by far the biggest abuser when it comes to ads of any major streamer. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You will find all sorts of just weird little lies day in and day out. We haven't even covered the time he lied about why he was detained by officials in a US airport, which no, is not because he talks about Palestine. Or the time he tried to cover up that he uses a shock collar on his dog.
Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
The memes are legendary, by the way. Or his obsession with luxury cars, luxury jewels, and spending tens of thousands of dollars at a time on designer clothing. This guy is not a communist because he enjoys socialistic ideals. He is a communist because it's the only political movement that openly promotes anti-Western rhetoric that allows him to live out his fantasy, asserting power over the traditional white establishment, perhaps almost as revenge or punishment for being historically the top dog on earth for a few hundred years. I'm not sure, but I think it has always been a people thing.